very easy. If you want to say Windows, say Windows. And it will go to 4.1.2, which is the latest R version. Fine. By the way, guys, I am using Linux right now. So for Linux, it would be bit, bit slightly challenging to install. But if somebody who is using Linux for a long time, it's very easy. Okay, this just they have to install .dev file and then run the dev file. It will just install the R for you. Okay, but I guess that most of you are working on Windows. So you just go here, come to this page, click this.
This meeting is being recorded.
Click this download and that exe and say OK. So I'm not going to say OK because I'm working on Linux and I already have R. So for Mac also you have R. Okay. So you say for Mac. So here you have. Okay. So those who have Mac, they can use it, these packages. For Linux, for Ubuntu, yes, for Linux, especially for Ubuntu, you need not to do anything very challenging. You just have to say for Ubuntu, and it will give you the complete instruction, how to install R on Ubuntu. Okay, and you just have to follow these all commands. Those who are using Ubuntu. So, I was not expecting that some of you have not R Studio or R right now. But for Windows, guys, it is really very easy. Just a click, 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 and it is done. For Linux also, this is very, very simple. So you just have to follow all the instruction. So you just go to Google and say R package download for Ubuntu. Or you can also say for Linux, whatever. If you have already R and R Studio, don't do anything. Just relax. I'm coming to that stage. Let other people just install R Studio and R. Okay. And similarly, you have to do for R Studio. Okay. So you say R Studio download. You just say R Studio download. You will go to the home page of this. As I said already, that what is R Studio. Now let's okay, first let me just finish this, and then okay, once you go down, you will find the R Studio downloads. So you will find for everything, for Mac, for Windows, for and for Ubuntu. Yeah, so this is the deb file. No, you have to install both R Studio and R, whether you are using Windows, Linux, or Mac. Just install both these things. Though I have not worked on Mac, but I know that R Studio is, as you can see, that there is a Mac version for this. Yeah, Ankit, first tell me that what operating system you are using, Ankit.
I'm using Windows 11, sir.
Yeah, so why you are saying Ubuntu? Ubuntu is a Linux operating system.
Yeah, yes, sir, I know.
Yeah, so you are asking that R and Ubuntu are different things. Definitely, the Ubuntu is
I was clearing the doubt. There was a question.
Oh, okay.
I'm really sorry if I'm not supposed to do that.
No, it's fine. It's fine, Ankit. No issue. Mayank, R Studio is a shell over R. So R Studio, now when you guys are downloading it, and if some of you have already downloaded, let me tell you briefly about R Studio. So R Studio is nothing but it is called IDE. For every programming language, nowadays we have IDE. which is called integrated development environment. So it is like where you would develop your code. Okay. So it will give you an interface where you can type your code, where you can write your code, execute your code, see the result, see the log file, see the error, everything, right? But at the back, the thing which is responsible for running your code is R. Okay. So R Studio is nothing but just like a, just like a cover over R. And at the back, it is connected with R. R Studio is connected with R. And that's why whenever you are writing and executing, it runs. Now, if you have Ubuntu on your Windows, maybe you can just right now leave Ubuntu and work on Windows only and install the Windows R Studio and R. Yeah, fine. So see, I also work on Ubuntu, but I just want to make things much simpler. That's why I said that if you are using Linux, great. If you are using Ubuntu, super. You can just easily download it. But if you are not very comfortable and you have already Windows, just go for Windows. It is very quick right now. Okay, we don't want to waste time on installation and the other stuff. Desktop. You have to install RStudio Desktop. I don't think that you can install server because that is paid, I think. Yeah, so here you can see that. Yeah, Dimple, that's great if you are introduced to Ubuntu. So if you want to go for Ubuntu for this session, you can go for it. But if I don't know whether you learned how to install a package on Ubuntu, except default, go with all the default, just download and install it. No, so Dimple, I think if you are not very familiar with Ubuntu right now, maybe I know that you might have seen the commands on Linux, not the admin part of the Linux. So that's why I don't want you to go into that. If you have Windows, just install the Windows system for R and R Studio. Maybe later on, I can show you that how to install a package on Ubuntu. Okay, so no doubt it is better to use Linux, but for the sake of time, because you have not installed it, so that's why. Do we enables automated crash report? No, don't enable it. I mean, this is just optional. If you want, you can, but I generally don't. Sir, I have been using RR Studio on Windows for more than 6 months. Today's session will cover just basic or learn. No, it will cover today's. It will be more basic. So if you have already been working here on R and R Studio for 6 months, you might have, not only for this, but the last session on R Studio where we are going to work on QSAR, that will be more interesting for you. Okay, but I'm not sure what you learned, but definitely for today's session it will be very basics, because I can see that most of participants are right now not even installed R, so we have to do that. Yeah. Now tell me that how many of you have installed R and R Studio? Okay. So Shreya is saying, hello, sir. I have Windows 10. I installed Ubuntu as informed, followed all this step, but it is still not working. It says virtual machine could not be started because. Okay, Shreya, thank you for sending this message, but this session is on art. So, maybe once, if we have some time at the end, we will see this. But for this session, it is better you just use the Windows and install R and R Studio. Let's just move on, right? And I have noted your doubt. You can send this doubt on the WhatsApp group, or if you have some email ID of Decode Life Science, they will connect you with the trainer or the instructor. Yeah, I'm going to teach you writing a script and function. Okay, of course I'm going to teach you all these. Yeah. So okay, so if you have, now I can see that most of you already done it. So you need to go and start R Studio. If okay. HTML, where sir, please tell that I have select plain text or HTML help. Where are you getting this? It's fine if it is saying Microsoft not verified. You just continue right now. It did not ask any such question to me when I installed it on my Microsoft. Is search screen stuck? No, I have not done anything. Okay, guys. Now let's stop this discussion here and start your R Studio. So for those who are using Ubuntu like me, they go to activities at the top. Okay, if you can see the activities. So let me just share the entire screen. That will make the thing easier. So Charu, you are asking the same question that I have answered earlier, that you installed Ubuntu. As I said, if you are very new to Ubuntu, installing a package would be a challenge right now. So just use Windows. Okay. And then later on, once maybe in some session, I'll take another 15 minutes to show you that how to install a package on Linux, and then you may continue on Linux also. Okay, guys. So for all the participants using Linux, go to activities and type R Studio. For those who are using Windows, go to the start button and type R Studio. So I'm typing here R, and the moment I say R, I can see many options. So I will go with the R Studio, okay? And double click it. Okay, so I have few codes that I ran earlier, so I can see here. So the moment you start it, you can see something like this. So you may see your console at the bottom, okay? So if you are confused, I can just move it like the way you see on your desktop. So the moment you started, I think you must have seen something like this. Maybe here you have blank because you don't have any environment right now. Here also you have blank, okay? But here you can see the R version 4.1.2. Now tell me that how many of you have started it and see this kind of window, which is right now in front of you. You may see there is a, don't raise your hand because that is very difficult to see. Is there any hindrance? That is because of chat box, by the way, guys. Okay, so what I will do is I will just make it like this so that you can see at least the R Studio completely. Yes. Okay, so whatever version right now, that's fine. You just go ahead. Okay, right now it's fine if you have our studio, and the moment you start our studio and see this kind of thing. Yes. Font for my system, you are saying, Ayushi, that it is okay. So I can zoom in. Is it a bit more visible now? Yeah. So a little better. Okay. If you want me to zoom in a little bit more, I can do that. I think now it is enough. Okay. But I don't have. Okay. Fine. Fine. So can all of you ready to code, ready to start? Yeah. Do you have console on your left hand side of the window? Don't start R Studio. Don't start R. You need to start R Studio. You first have to download and install R, then install R Studio, and then start the R Studio package. Fine. Okay, so let's start coding. Now, first understand these panels. Okay, so there are multiple panels, but we would deal with those panels which are very important to know. The first panel is console. Okay, here you can see the console panel. Here, okay, this is the environment panel, and this is your file plots. So I just click the plot. Okay, so console is the most important. Console is a place where we write the commands. Okay, like the way you have written on Linux, right? And that terminal is also called as console. That you have seen the black terminal or maybe the brown one, I don't know, but that terminal is also called console. So console is a place where you type your commands. That is the first thing. Okay. Now, environment is the place where, why am I said the environment would be empty for all of you. This is only, okay, let me delete it. Okay, I think now you must be happy that my environment is also empty. Okay, and don't write a direct message to me, because the moment you write a direct message, then it changes to that particular person on my message box also. So then if I write anything, it goes to that person only. Okay, so don't worry, you write it, everything. See, we all are here to learn. Okay, even I'm also going to learn few things. So don't hesitate, don't be shy. Even if you don't know, that's fine. I mean, we all are on the same page here and there. I know few things, you know few things, so we all are equal, right? So fine. So let's see now. Let's see that console, I said, is the place where we type command. Environment is the moment you start coding, you start creating variables. Okay, you start creating, or start storing your data, you start processing your data, and every time when you do such kind of thing, and if you create variables, those variables name will be pop popped up here. Okay. Okay, so I don't know, Charu, I think you have started R, not R Studio. Can you just check it once again? The top panel is saying R Studio or R. If it is R, then you will see only console, not anything else. It should be R Studio. Okay. And the bottom of this, the right hand bottom has files, plots. So files is just to browse the file. And plot says when we will plot, we will see. Okay. Guys, you have to, if you want me to cover a little bit more advanced, then please allow me to speed it up. Why do we install RStudio? Dimple, I said earlier that RStudio is nothing but a environment where you will type your code. Okay, so I think Ankit already answering it, so good. Okay, so let's type our first command. Okay, the first thing that you want to know when we are working on R or RStudio is where we are, right? Where, at what location we are. Okay, so for that, the command is get, and this is the advantage of RStudio. It will suggest you, okay, get WD and then starting bracket and ending bracket and say enter. And tell me what you see. And the output will be here and it will say 1, which means it is executed correctly. And then the output of your command. Yes, how many of you have typed this command? So just say what is your...
Hi Avinash, I have a question here.
Yes.
So when you type the get WD, why you don't give the space between get and the working directory there?
Why I did not give the space between?
Because when I give the space, it gives the error there.
Yeah, it will give you the error. Okay. So if you okay, who was there? Anjali, please mute yourself.
Sir,
yeah, please mute yourself.
Sir, why are we directly coding into console and not the editor?
Is it Mayank?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mayank, first of all, we all can hear you very easily. Just you need to be a little slow, your voice, okay? So your question is why we are not typing it on what?
Editor. We can divide that left panel, right? Into console and editor, and write into editor and run that. It will come automatically in that console also.
Yeah, but let me introduce the editor, right? We are going to do everything on the editor only. Okay, so let me follow the path from starting to end. It might be for you, you know what is editor, but maybe for other people it might be very new concept. So let me just go step by step. Can you have small patience and then see? Yeah, Mike.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. So, okay, so get WD. Okay, so I think Mike has already done something on R. So, Mike, can you tell me what is this get WD? What type of thing it is?
It is like PWD in Linux. It tells us the directory in which we are working.
No, I'm not asking that what it is like what. I'm saying what is this? What in programming language, this kind of thing is called, yes. And Dinah said first correct answer, that is function. Okay, so how many kind of function we have? Okay, so need not to say, just type. what are the different types of function? Tell me. Okay, those who have worked earlier too, and what are those types? Shalini or anyone else? What are those two types of function? Built-in function and user-defined. Absolutely correct. So this get WD is what? So for those who doesn't know the answer, I think I'm already answering it. It is a built-in function. Okay. So what is built-in function? The other name for the built-in function is library function, which is already there in the library. It means that somebody has already coded it for you. Okay. So someone asked me that if I'm putting a space between get and WD, it is giving me the error. It will give you the error because somebody has already defined get WD without space in the library. Now, if you change it, it will not be recognized, right? Because this is a built-in function. This is a library function. This is not something that you are able to customize. Okay, so got it. So that's why for every library function, we have to follow the same name, same argument. We cannot, do anything or whatever we want, right? So that's why we have to say get WD. The moment we say get WD, now guys, just copy this answer and paste it on the chat box the way I pasted, so that I will be sure that yes, you also got the answer. Just and quickly, don't take too much of time. Yes? Okay. Now, okay, thank you. The moment I say don't type, just stop typing, which means that I'm already confirmed that yes, so you guys are on the same page. Now, tell me one thing, which those people who have done some programming, because I can see that there are few people, but even if you don't know, definitely I'm going to answer. So a function has a particular syntax, and that syntax has two parts. First part is the name of the function. So what is the name of the function? Get WD. This is the name of the function. The second part is the bracket. Okay, so this is the bracket. And inside the bracket, we type argument. Okay. In some library function, we have some argument. In some library function, we do not have any argument. Okay, so in get WD, we do not have any argument. As you can see that inside the bracket, it is completely blank. Fine. So this is blank, and this is empty argument. Now there is another one which is called set WD. Suppose I want to set my path to some location. I'm not happy that right now where argument means something that you are passing it to function. Okay, so in get WD, we do not have anything. Yes, Dimple, I'm telling the same thing, how you can set your path. Okay, so in setting the path, definitely you need to pass something to the function, and that thing would be the new path where you want to go, right? For getting a path, you don't need any argument, but for setting a path. So Ankit, will it not be good that you answer whenever you are being asked? Yes, Ankit, can you hear my voice? Yeah, because it will distract other people. Let me ask you, and then you are most welcome to answer. Okay, so instead WD, inside the bracket, you need to give the path, the new path where you want to go. So just remember that the path syntax could be different for Linux and Windows. In Windows you have C colon slash and so on and so forth. Here we have just start with slash home slash something something. Okay. So suppose I want to go to desktop and I just copy and pasted this path. Now, if you want to go to desktop, you paste the complete path of your desktop. It could be C colon slash username slash desktop. Anything. I'm not sure. Whatever your path would be, but whatever is the path, you just copy it. Okay. So and paste it here. Okay. Can you do this under double quote and say enter? And say enter. Okay. And just to confirm that whether you have, and by the way, there is nothing to show here because we have changed the path. I don't know what you mean by permanently, but when you start your session, it will start from the default, and then you can change till the time you are working on that session. Okay, just make sure that I'm not able to find my desktop. Okay, so your desktop path would be C colon slash users slash GDT. Now, and then sorry, not GDT, whatever your username is. Go to desktop. Go to any file on the desktop, right click on it and go to properties, and in properties you will see the location, and that is your desktop location. Okay, so this is something with the first few things that you do. Okay, now let me go to the thing that somebody was suggesting, why to type on console. Now, whatever we are typing on console, unfortunately, these are not saved. How to set a path? So this is how to set a path. Set WD and bracket, and inside bracket double quote, and inside the double quote, the path of the new location. No, I think the forward slash. Yeah. Okay. I think you need to use the the backslash, not the forward slash. Okay. So this is not my window, so I cannot just quickly check it, but I think it is the backward slash. So on Mac, there is nothing. I think there is nothing like desktop. If it is not Mac, very much similar to the Windows path. Okay, so please allow me to move ahead now. Now the thing is that console, whatever we are writing, it is not. Why we are setting path? Because maybe my all files are there. That's why I want to set a path. See, if you are not able to run these two commands right now, it's fine. It is just if we want to set a path. Okay. If you don't want to set a path, fine. Now, the next thing is that on console, whatever we are typing, it is not saved. So the first thing, whenever we want to code anything, the first thing is we will go to file. Now, please do this thing with me. So if you change your path to desktop, then it is very easy to access any file from the desktop. Okay. Otherwise, you have to give a full path of your desktop whenever you are accessing a file. Okay. That is only the difference, Amit. It's not a big difference. You can work from anywhere. Okay. So go to file, all of you go to file and say new file and say R script. Select R script. And the moment you say this, your console will go down and there will be something on the top, untitled. So untitled one is your right now script file, okay, which is not saved, by the way. So the first thing, the moment it popped up in front of you, the first thing you generally do is just save it. Okay, go to file again, go to save as, go to, let's say I'm saving it on a desktop and saying Feb, today is 18, Feb 18 code. Okay, and the extension is .r, dot capital R. This is the extension of R script, and then save it. And this is called script. So what is the advantage of the script? The whatever you write here, it will be saved forever. Oh, okay, sorry, Jan 18, I just wrote Feb 18, but anyway, that's fine. You can use Jan 18. Okay, so yeah, so this is saved. Everything will be saved. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after 1 year, if you want to run this code, you can run it. Okay, but on console, you may get the result, but that will not be saved. Extension was dot capital R. Please see it here. If you can see my window and see it carefully, you will find it. Okay, so I hope all of you, yes, it is a specific, Sarath. Dot R, dot capital R, please use this. And then the first thing that we are going to learn is variables. Okay. So all of, and now we are going to type everything on this script file. Okay. Now because your console is at the bottom, and I'm not very comfortable if my console is at the bottom, because console is the place where I see my result. So I want to move it to this place where I have environment. So I go to view, go to panes, and say console on right. Okay. Okay, Subhash, even if my window is white and yours is blue, that's fine if the things are working. Right now, we cannot, look for these problems. Okay, the moment you say move console to right, I can see my console here. And the reason why I did it, because I want to see my output. And in many cases, most of the cases, my output is at the console. So if it is at the bottom, it might be difficult to see it. That's it. Otherwise, there is no conceptual difference. Okay, guys. How to save? Just Control S. Control S will also save it the way you save in Word. Or go to File and Save As.
Sir?
Yes,
Sir, it's a special request. You have been very patient to answer to the questions, but we would like that you first complete your session and then we will look after the questions. It would be great for everyone, I think, sir.
So Gaurav, what exactly you do?
Hello?
Yeah, yes, Gaurav. Yes, I'm talking to you. What exactly you do, Gaurav?
So I'm doing masters, sir.
Okay. So, Gaurav, can you leave this thing on me? Because see, I have some specific style to go with. Because see, if somebody is stuck and if the problem is unsolvable, definitely I have to leave it. Okay. But suppose if I finish my workshop and this is a hands-on, this is not a theory. So if you are stuck at some point, and take your example, if you are stuck and you are not doing anything, so then you will not enjoy. Okay, so I understand it is taking some time, but it will take only for first day. From tomorrow it will be lesser, and day after tomorrow it will be even lesser. But thank you for your um, you know suggestion. Okay, so okay. I know those who know things, they want it to go very smoothly. But as an instructor, I have to take everyone. Okay, I cannot leave everyone. Please understand. Okay, otherwise, what will be the difference between a teacher and a student? I have to take everyone as much as I can. Okay, so variables are those things where we store values. And why it is called variables? Because it can change its values. Okay, so now just focus back on this. So suppose there is a variable called x. Okay, so x is a variable, and if I want to assign some value to this, I will say x equal to 3. So R is very simple to code. So that's why people love it. So I say x equal to 3 and keep on writing with me. Okay. And then to run this, you just come to this line, and say control enter. Okay. Come to the line and say control enter. This code will be executed. By the way, for all of you, if you write a code, that is the first part, and execute a code is the second part. So you have to do both. Okay. You will not see anything on the console in this case. That's fine, because we did not ask anything to show. Okay. This is called assignment. What is this called? See, my way is that more than a coding, you should understand the concept, and then because whatever I do, I won't be able to cover R in 3 days. Okay, so if you understand the concept of programming, not only R, even tomorrow if you do Python, you can apply that concept. Okay, and most of the programs work similar. So this is called assignment. So first thing is you assign x a value which is called 3. And this is the way you assign it. Now, if you want to print this variable x, you say print x, and you can see the output here as 3. Okay. Don't worry. I think who was saying that time? I forgot. Gaurav, whose name was Gaurav, who was saying that we can take the comments at the end. Can you raise your hand, Gaurav? Yes, Gaurav. So Gaurav, don't worry. We will cover many things. You will also learn a lot of things new. Okay, so now if you say print x, you will get the value 3 in front of you. Okay, now suppose you want to, who is there?
Anshu, here. Sir, I can't see anything in the console. Like you're getting this thing now, like a hash variables x equals to 3. All the commands you can see in your console, but I'm not able to see that in my console.
So have you written these 2 lines on your
Yes, sir.
code?
Yes, all these 3 lines.
And
Can
what
I
is
share
there?
it?
No, don't share. What is there on your console?
Initially, what you taught that set WD, I gave the path to my desktop.
No, because you have not executed, Anshu. I think you need to execute. Go to the line where you have written this, go to the end of the line, say control enter. Either at the end, say control enter, and then print, say control enter. You
Okay,
will
after
get it.
every line. Okay.
Yeah, that is execution. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose I want to store a name. So for that, it is very easy. This is a string. So we need to put a double quote, and inside a double quote, I will say Avinash and just say print X. So as you can see right now, there is nothing on my console because I have just written the code. I have not executed. And I will select both of them the way we select on Word and say control enter if I want to run a multiple lines. Okay, fine. So this is how you store a number. This is how you store a string or a character. Okay, fine. Now, the second thing that we want to see that how we store multiple numbers or multiple strings. And for that, we have something called data container. This is not a universal term. People call it data structure, but I call it data container where you contain multiple data. Okay, not only one data. So suppose you want to store a number 1 to 10. Okay. So how you will store all the numbers from 1 to 10 because x equal to 3 has only one component 3. X equal to Avinash has only one component Avinash. So for that, we have one type of data container which is called vector. Okay. Now how we store data in vector. So suppose, and this is the name of the variable. This X is the name of the variable, by the way. You can say Y, you can say whatever you want. You can give any name. Don't put any space. That's it. Okay. So suppose I'm saying X underscore vector. And how this works, there is a specific syntax. I don't know, this is very weird kind of name, getx. Just say right now, use my terminology. And then in vector for storing value, we have C function. Okay. So how we use the C function, see it here, X vector is equal to C function. And inside, and this is a function, this is not a simple C, this is a function, okay, which full form is combined. Okay, so I'm saying C function, inside that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and then say print X vector. Okay, and guys, you also please minimize your questions so that everyone should, really enjoy. If you have some questions, fine, we can see it later on, or I'm very sure that maybe by the end of the day you would be able to solve it on your own. Okay, so so I'm just copy and pasting it here. Please just copy and paste. Okay, X underscore vector is equal to C this. And just select both these lines and run it, control enter, and tell me what you are seeing on your console. Select both these lines, execute it. Don't, while you are pasting the same command which I pasted, I'm asking you to execute and see what is on the console, paste that one on the screen. Yeah, so if you are saying getting the error that X underscore vector is not found, it means that you have not executed properly. execute that line. Yeah. So all of you are correct. You will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, can we do the same thing with a string? Yes, we can do. So let's say y underscore, and that is very easy. So I'm to save the time, I'm just using a small string, red, comma, yellow, comma, green. Okay, and say print y underscore vector. Okay, and just do it. So here I'm not waiting. I'm just pasting it here, even if you guys have not written it. But let's move to the next part. And next part. So what is this? So what this line is? What exactly we are doing? X vector equal to C. Somebody who has done some coding can answer it. What we are doing? I just told you right now. What this line is?
We are creating an array.
Yes, we are creating an array, but assignment. Yes, assignment. Yes, we are assignment. And so understand these concepts. So first thing is you assign, right? And assign is same as a story. Now, this is what the print thing is. Yeah, Anjali, got it.
We're just printing the value of the particular data type.
Printing, right? So just printing whatever we assign. Okay. Now we will see how to fetch your data. Okay. So these are the 3, 4 things that we normally do on the data. We assign, we process, we fetch, and we print or output. No, nothing else we do, right? Other than these 4. So if you understand this flow, see, my purpose is not here to talk about the limited, just R and R thing and then go. My purpose is to make you very comfortable with programming, and let's start with R. We have to start with something. So we are starting with R, and definitely this whole workshop, you are going to use R. But these programmings are continuously changing. So don't get relaxed that, oh, I know R and that is sufficient. No, that tomorrow there will be some new package, some new programming, right? Like people are now shifted to Python, right? So what you will do then? But if you have a concept that what we do in programming, you can adapt any new language very easily. And this is, I'm saying because I have done it. Okay, so I started with C++, but now I'm doing almost everything. So how to fetch a data? So fetching could be of different type. Let's say first type is fetch single item. Okay, single item. It means that from a group of item, I'm trying to fetch one item. So this X vector has, and for vector, this is right now all for vector. So you type the name of the vector and then a square bracket. Always fetching is by square bracket in R and in fact in Python also. Okay, so and which element you want? Let's say third element. So I am saying 3 inside it and say enter. The output is 3 because at third place we have 3. Same you do for the y vector and say 3. So I'm fetching it. So there is something to output. There is something to show. So green. Okay. Now the next fetching is when you say multiple value. What bracket different? So this is a square bracket because this is not a function. This is just a fetching. So for fetching, we use square bracket. Okay. I cannot change it because this is done already here in R. Okay. So multiple values, but continuous. Okay. So suppose I want third position, fourth position, and fifth position. How I will do that? So for that, I will once again paste means say the name of vector. Okay, name of the vector and the starting index, let's say 1, and the ending index, let's say 3, and say control enter. Yes, this is the index, this is the position. Inside this, this is the position. Which position you want? So here I want all thing from 1 to 3. Okay. Hope all of you got it. And the output will be 1, 2, 3. I can also say 3 to 5. And then the output will be 3, 4, 5 because that is my, values. Okay. For y vector, also I can do this 1, 2, 3 because there is only 3 elements. So that everything, right? We can also say 2 to 3. So yellow and green. Fine. Yes, please be patient. Be patient. I will come to that. So 2 is multiple. Sorry, 3 is multiple but discontinuous. Here you, let's say y vector, okay, and once again square bracket, but inside this you need to use C function. You remember the combine function, C and then angular bracket. For this bracket, C function is always comes with angular bracket. And inside this, you can type the index separated by comma. Let's say 1, 3, 5. There is no 5 in y vector. So let's say for x. Then it will print you 1, 3, 5. Okay, this is how you fetch the discontinuous element. Fine. If you have not done this, just I'm pasting it. Okay. So today, even if you understand the vector concept, that would be good enough. Okay. Now the next is continuous, multiple, and discontinuous. And suppose if I want to have something which is except one element, I want to have everything. Okay. In that case, suppose I don't want 1, I want 2, 3, 4, 5. So one way is to accept one element. So one way is to do this is x underscore vector. Okay, we'll do that. First, let's finish this. One way is, okay, when I'm starting with hash, okay, so this is a very valid question. Then it's a comment. Okay, I'm just writing it to make you understand. This is not a part of code. This is just a comment. So for comment, you start with hash. So x, suppose I don't want the first element and accept it, I want everything. So I will say -1. So it will print everything except first position. It's the same thing I can do with the third position. So it will print everything except third position. Same thing I can do with the multiple. Let's say I don't want first and third, and except that I want everything. So I will say this. Can anyone answer this? Suppose I don't want don't want the first and the third, and except that I want everything.
-1 comma -3.
Yes, but there is some more thing that you
C
need
function.
in C
C
function.
function. C
Yes.
function.
So -1, -3. Okay. I think you guys are now getting the speed. Yes. So you can see that. Okay. So I know that this you will get the speed sooner or later. And now, yes, Kalpana, this is just a statement. Okay, so there are many inbuilt functions that you can apply directly on the on your vector, and these are these. Okay, sum. So, and all these are for the numerical, because for the numeric function. So you remember that what is your x underscore vector. You remember that what is your x underscore vector is nothing but just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you say sum and then pass on x underscore vector, so sum is a function starting with a bracket. This is a library function. It needs an argument, which is the vector name, and it will show you the sum of all the element of your vector. So if you sum it, 5 plus 4, 9, 10, and 15, right? So 15 is the answer. Mean also works on this. Length, what is the length of your vector? So 5 is my length because there are 5 elements. Median also works. So median is 3. Log also works. So for every element, I will get the log. What is the standard deviation? SD is the function. And what is the variance? var is the function. So just I'm pasting it here for all of you guys. Just copy and paste it. Okay. Except one. If so, somebody has asked, so let me just finish it quickly. So if just one exception, like one element, so then you use square bracket, and under that square bracket, you put the index of that position and a minus sign. It will print all except -3. If there are two such things, so then you use C function. The way you have used C function in a positive way, you can use in the negative way. No, mode is not straightforward to use it. So I'll tell you, for mode, you need to write your own function, right? There is no library function for mode. Okay, now guys, I think for vector, we are done. So this is what you should know about vector. And I don't want you to get confused by introducing all different kind of data container. There is a list, there is other thing also. But more than that, vector is the most important thing which you should know. And the next most important thing is data frame. Okay, so data frame is something which is nothing but a collection of vectors. Okay, now today we will complete the data frame also, and then if we complete the data frame, that will be more than sufficient for today's session. So as I said, data frame.
Can I ask first two questions before, if you don't mind?
I would mind, but you can ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, when you are making those arguments, is it case sensitive or just we can use capital lock or small? It doesn't mind, because I see some error when I use the case.
Sorry, it's written AG. What's your name?
My name is Arshid.
Ashish.
Yes.
So Ashish, as I said, please follow my words. As I said earlier, at getWD, somebody asked that at getWD, why we cannot put a space between get and WD. I said these are library function. You cannot change its name. You cannot change its syntax. Okay. You cannot make it uppercase, lowercase. It will not be recognized then.
Okay, perfect, sir. So another thing, like you put x underscore vector. Can we put x dash vector? It will be same, or we have to put the
See, I don't use dash.
Okay.
I don't use dash. As a programmer, don't prefer to use dash.
Okay, perfect, sir. Perfect.
You use underscore, the
Okay.
safest thing.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Thanks, man. So see, the next thing we are going to do is data frame, which is a collection of vector. So say the first vector, suppose I created, is name. So name is equal to, also just to save time, I'm just pasting it because I have already told you that how to store in a vector. So I will not repeat it. So suppose I stored a name, 3 names, Bob, Max, and Sam. Okay. If you're not happy with the name, you can change. But just to save time, let's just stick to these names. Okay. And even use the same variable, the name variable, NAME, use the same, so that we all will see the same output. Okay. Then suppose the next variable I created is age. And Bob has 24 years, Max is 26, and Sam is 29. Okay. This is another vector, nothing but a vector. Okay. As you can see, this is a combined function I'm using. So nothing but a vector. And suppose I also created their cities. So first one is living in New York, second one is in Chicago, and third one is in Brisbane. Okay. But as I said, just typing is not enough. You need to execute. So just select everything and say Control Enter. Okay. And all these vectors has been created. So these all are created. Name, age, and city. Now what I will do is I will create a data frame using these 3 vectors. Okay. So let's say my data frame is name of, let's say, what? My data. Okay. My data is equal to, so I'm creating a data frame. So the function we use for creating a vector, assigning a vector, is C function. For assigning to a data frame, the function is data.frame. Remember, okay, data.frame, and everything has to be written in the same way. No upper, lower dot into nothing. It has to be, because this is a keyword. You cannot change the keyword of any programming. Data frame is a function, data.frame, and what we need to pass, we need to pass all these 3 vectors that we created, and just say Control Enter. Okay, so now I'm pasting everything all together. Just copy and paste on your, and if you have already written, great. If not, just paste it and let me know when you're done. Okay. And I believe that it will be done very quickly. The moment you finish this, the next thing that I want you to know is to view your data. So the function for this is capital V. Okay, this is slightly weird, but we have to follow it. Uppercase V and IEU. Okay, view is a function, and the argument for this function is a data frame, any data frame. So I have created my data, and then I will say Control Enter. And then there will be a next tab open here, and you can see your data as a very nice table. So you have to, and don't say that my view is not working. Just see that the V is in uppercase and IEW, and then my data. So I think Dhanalakshmi, this is not data frame. This is data frame. R is missing. Okay, just be with me. Don't go ahead, don't go slow, don't go fast. Okay, we will cover many things. Otherwise, if you ask anything which is in future I'm going to cover, so that will kill the time. Okay, now this is how you create a data frame, assignment of a data frame. What is the relevance of a space in the command? I don't have any space anywhere. Okay, you may have a space, you may not have a space, doesn't matter. This is just to make the thing clear. Okay, now suppose tomorrow I get a new kind of data for this data frame, which is gender. Okay, yes, Mari, I got you. I saw your thing. Let me first do as I have planned, and then we will see. Okay, don't be impatient, please. Okay, so if you know this, great. Just be patient. If you don't know it, so then this is also new for you. So just let's do this, and we'll come to this. What if you want to set a column as an index? We can do this. Okay, so what I was saying is let's add a new column to my data frame. For that, the way is very easy. You create a new gender as a vector C, and suppose all of them are male. So you write M, but it should be in double quote because this is a string or a character, M and M. Okay. So gender, and then say control enter. So gender is created here. Okay. All of you have created, and then you have to say you have to use a function called C bind, column binding. And column binding has two arguments. Always remember, function works with the argument. Sometimes this argument is blank. So it has two arguments. First argument is the name of the data frame. Okay, the initial data frame. So that is my underscore data. And then your new vector. Okay. And because I want it to add to my existing data frame, so I will reassign it to my existing data frame. So my underscore data is equal to this. So this will be the full command. My data is equal to C bind. And now you just see this, run this. First you create a gender and then use the C bind. And now if you view your data frame, my data, somebody is on unmute, please mute yourself. So now I can see a gender also. Okay. Who is there on unmute? Please mute yourself, guys. Okay. And every time, whenever you see a red color in the name of your file, it means it is unsaved. So say Control S, and it becomes black, which means it is saved. Now let's add a new row. New row means a new data point. Suppose tomorrow a girl came into this data, into this, whatever class or whatever it is, and you want to add her data to, to this data frame. Okay, so the way how we do it is that we need to create a temporary data frame for that new item. Okay, so suppose I'm saying new underscore or temp underscore data is equal to data dot frame. And instead of, because there is only one item, so I'm not creating a vector, I'm in one go, I am just creating a data frame and adding that value. So how to do that? Because this is a one data point, so I can do this. So I would say data dot frame name, which is my first column, and let's say Shilpa. Okay, name is Shilpa. Let's say the next column is age is equal to, let's say, 29. And what I have gender is equal to female. And then I have what? Oh,
City.
sorry. I have city first. Don't try to mess with the order. It's better to just stick with the order. City is equal to, let's say, Delhi. Oh, yes, 29 should not be in code. 29 is a number. Okay. Good, Anjali, thanks. Gender, and after gender also we have anything? No. There are 4 things and I have written this. So please use my code so that we all will be on the same page. No, I have not right now done anything. On console, if there is nothing to show, it will just show your command if it is correct. So suppose I wrote this on my script and say control enter, it will only show the command because there is nothing to show, right? So temp data is also a data frame. You can actually view it. Suppose see Shilpa, this, but this is just for one item. And now I want to add it. So I will say my underscore data. I think now you will understand quickly. Instead of C bind, I will use R bind, which is row binding, and say my underscore data, comma what?
Temp data.
Temp data, yes, temp underscore data. And now you just say view my data, and just run everything. Okay, just run this 2 lines, and you can see Shilpa here. Okay, good. Just make sure you have to use the same column name and same number of columns. Otherwise, it will be not added. Okay. Fine. So, guys, I think we have done data frame halfway. The next thing is to extract the elements from the data frame, and then the last in the data frame is how to read a CSV file as a data frame. Okay, so that we will see tomorrow very quickly. Okay, I could not get my data file. What is my data file? Okay, so what I can do is, yes, everything is saved. So I'm just quickly going to share this file with all of you guys. And tomorrow, before class, you just practice everything and just be prepared. Today, we just lost few minutes initially, and that is supposed to be lost because the first time it takes a little bit more time. So no, but that's nothing to worry about. Yeah, I'll show you how to remove row. I'll show you that. Okay.
Hello, sir. Can I ask one question?
Okay. Ask. But right now I'm just sharing this file with Decode, and then Decode would, share it with all of you. Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's if, for example, if I go with name as equals to Shilpa and after that city is equals to something else and then age. If the order is different, but I give the name of the particular variable.
That should not cause a problem. That should not cause a problem. But why you want to mess up with the order when you
No,
know
no,
the order?
I'm just, yeah.
That will be identified based on the name. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine, guys. So where is that Zoom? Okay. Okay. So all of you, I don't know, means I'm very sure that most of you got something new today. Uh, for many of you might be bit repetitive, but tomorrow, because we will start bit more advanced, and if time allows, um, then I can go in a very deep art programming. That's not a problem for me, but the thing is that you all should be on the same page, because for me all of you are same, so I cannot leave one and go with some few others. Okay, fine. So now I would request all of you to just give your comment for today's class, and then leave the session. Okay.
So, thank you, Dr. Vinash, for such a beautiful session, and I hope all the participants enjoyed the session. Thank you, sir, for delivering on our platform.
Okay. Okay, Hemant, I'm just sharing that file with you.
Yes, sir. I got your point. You just shared with us. We will upload in Google Drive.
Okay, fine. So I'm just sharing this file, and please share with all the participants.
Definitely, sir.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed. So programming is more like more about enjoying it, and if you are enjoying it, then of course you are learning it. So just enjoy and don't worry about. You cannot learn every stuff in 3 days. That's also please keep it in your mind. It cannot be done in just 1 or 2 days. We will sometimes we may plan for a advanced, art programming classes. But this is from basic to intermediate, and maybe the QSAR will be a bit more advanced. Okay, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
One question.